Hey, it's Bill here, and I'm going to give you my predictions for the Super Series 4. What I'm going to do is pick the top 10 players that I think will score the most ranking dollars. Hey, it's Bill here. I'm looking forward to PDC Super Series 4. I'm going to give you my top 10, or people I think are going to finish the top 10 for total ranking points, ranking dollars. See how I did in the Premier League. I got the winners, or I got the finalists correct. So I got the semi-final winners right, and thought it would be a fantastic final. I just had it going another way. I had Jose winning that, and Johnny won it. But fantastic for Johnny. What a year. If you take a look at the total money won this year, not ranking money, the total money won. He's won the Masters, he won the Premier League. He's heads and tails above everyone else in terms of total money. Although not all of that is ranking. Premier League, Masters aren't ranking, but still fantastic year. For people that want to watch my Leaf videos, I'm still probably about a week away from being able to do that, only because if I jump on right here, things I will say about Marner, Thornton, Keefe, Dubas would probably get me in a lot of trouble. So I'm still not calm yet. So let me get calmed down. Hopefully this week I'll release a video to see what the Leafs can do to make sure that they don't lose for an 18th straight year and not get past the first round. Fair enough. Let's talk about the darts. So a couple things I've done over the last little bit is I've put together some stats. Beginning, I think I talked to you about stats, about doubles, 180s. But really what I wanted to do was focus in on the other stats, and maybe I weighted the 180s too much when I was going through it. So there's things that I'm just gonna take a look at that are just standing out. So what I did was I weighted more about the 140s, the 100s. So to give you an example, someone like Brandon Dolan, if you take a look at his 180s, and I ranked him against everyone that's played, he's 122nd in the world in 80s, 180s thrown. But if you go down even further, the 140s, which means 140s and above thrown, he's 32. And when you go into 100s thrown, he's 16. So what I wanted to do is, instead of taking a look at the 180s, rate the high scores. And then take this look at those 60s, those low scores, and rate them as well. And then it came up with total stats. So basically I'm ranking the stats, 50% of my total weighted average is going to go to doubles. And then you've got 10% for 180s, 20% for 140s, 10% for 100s, and then another 10% for low scores. So when you rank them across, it's interesting who the number one person is. Johnny Clayton. Stats seem to bear that out in terms of that. And then you got a couple other people that are doing really well. If I take a look at number two is Jose de Souza. Number 3 is Peter Wright. Number 4 is Gerwin Price. Number 5 is Luke Humphries. So these are names that have done well. So I think I'm getting close to a good rating scale. Now, when I compare that against the ranking money, there's a couple that just stand out like sore thumbs. The first one is Martin Clearmacher, who's 23 in the world in terms of ranking money, but is 106 on my stats. So overshooting his ability, I guess, would be the way of stating that. As I go down, there's a couple that are a little bit more, Matters Rasma, 29th in the world, or sorry, 39th in total ranking money this year. When I say the world, total ranking money. When I say that, ranking money, not total money, ranking money. 39th in the world, 39th in the world, or 39th in total ranking money, but his stats suggest he's 125th. Luke Woodhouse, 40th in ranking money, 123rd in my stats. Crazy one, Jeff Smith, 49th in total ranking, but if you take a look at my stats, he's 150th. So there's a couple that stand out that don't line up to my stats, but for the most part it does. Now, people on the other side of this that are going have good stats, but don't have the ranking money to show. One being Adrian Lewis, 34th in stats, but 81st. Can you believe that? 81st in total ranking money this year for Adrian Lewis. That's crazy. You got someone like James Wilson, who's 19th in stats for me, if I take a look at those stats that I compared it to, but 95th in the world, or 95th total ranking money. I just gotta stop saying the world. Couple other ones that stand out as well. Again, the Chris Dobie is 12th in total stats. Now I always think Chris Dobie is pretty overrated, but 12th but 34th ranking, and then Mervyn King, 15th in stats. and 46 overall, ton of money. So what I wanted to do is take those into account, and I'm going to give you my top 10 picks and the reason why I think they're going to do good. Now, PDC Super Series 4, there's players that haven't played in a long time. They haven't played since either the German Super Series or even before that, UK Open or Super Series before that. So there's a lot of rust. There's going to be a lot of rust in this series for sure, as the Premier League was playing. So what I did was I gave a lot of credit to the Premier League, because I think they will do better than anyone else. They've been playing competitively, so you expect them to be just a little bit above, especially on those first couple days. So the first, or the players that I have from the Premier League that I think will do well, Johnny Clayton, obviously I don't see him stopping. He's going to keep going. Fantastic run. Maybe he's got a bit of a drop off because he's doing well, but he's got a chance to get in the top 16 and not be in the ranking part for the World Match Play. I see him wanting to do that. So I've got Johnny Clayton. The next one, Jose de Souza, just consistent stats. I mean, I just picked the 1-2 on my stats. And guess who number 3 is Peter Wright. Those are my top 3. And then I struggled with this one. Michael Van Gerwen is 40th, so the Chihuahua. He's 40th in my stats when I take stats overall. Which is crazy. He's not as high that I expected him to be. But at some point, he's got to show up and win something. He hasn't won anything all year. You can believe that. He hasn't won a thing all year. I see him at least getting maybe one of these Super Series, so MVG. And then the next 3 people that I took, I said, who's going to be pissed off that they weren't in the Super Series or weren't in the Premier League? Probably deserved to be in the Premier League, or in some cases was in the Premier League until about COVID, but expected them to do well. So the next ones I have on my list, number 5, Gerwin Price. I think it'll be terrible the first 2 days, but I see him picking it up for the last 2 days. They've been promoting him like crazy. If he shows up and lays an egg, that's going to look bad. So I suspect he's not going to lay an egg. Michael Smith, who bitches about everything, about why he should be. He's a better Premier League player than everyone else. The last series, again, there wasn't a lot of Premier League players there, but he won. And did a number on Dimitri Vandenberg along the way. I expect he's going to be pissed off and roaring to go. I'll see him at least in the top 10 for money. And then the next one, Joe Cullen. I expect Joe Cullen to be, a little bit ticked off. He's played well. He's got that break. He was playing really well. He's 10th in my stats. He's doing really well. So I like Joe Cullen there. The next 3 I took were just kind of, let's take a look at my stats and say, hey, who do I think is going to be there just based on the stats that I did? Why do the stats? So I'm not going to use some predictions. So the first one I'm going to take is Damon Hedda. Damon Hedda ended up being 9th on my stats. So, really good. He's 22nd or 21st overall in terms of total ranking money. Consistent. Very consistent. That's what you need in these tournaments. He's going to make a board final. He's going to get to a quarterfinal, and maybe he makes a run. So I'll take Damon Hedda. The next one up, Danny Noppert, 13th overall in my stats. Again, 18th in total ranking money. Another really, really consistent player. Expect him to do very good. And then the last pick, Dirk Van Duijvenbode, not Dimitri Vandenberg, Dirk Van Duijvenbode, who's 8th in overall in my stats, 7th on ranking money. Just been blazing. So let's see how I do. Hopefully everyone enjoys the darts. Have a great day.